Now, the question said that Jim and Joe had a total of $4,700. After Jim gave 1/5 of his money to Joe, Joe had $700 more than Jim. Alright? Questions. How much more money did Jim have than Joe at first? So let's go through it a step at a time. Obviously, sometimes it's so difficult to know where to start the model, but because over here is given a fractions. Okay, problem sum is always in fractions, whole numbers, ratio, percentage, whatsoever, right? Over here you see only fractions, so pay attention to the fraction statement. It says that after Jim gave 1/5 of his money, so we use this statement first. All right, Jim gave 1/5 of his money to Joe. That means to say what? That means to say that Jim had 5 units of money and he gave away 1 unit to Joe. All right, after giving away 1 unit to Joe, he has only 4 units left. All right, that is Jim's money. But this is not the end model yet because Joe had some money at first, right? In the end, Joe had $700 more than Jim. So in the end model, Joe's model should have $700 more than Jim. Got it? That means to say that all these in greens are Joe's money. All right. So what is the models like at first? Okay, the total they had is 4,700. Don't forget. So at first, Jim would have 5 units if you take back the 1 unit from Joe. All right, and then Joe would have all those in green, which is 3 units plus $700, and the total is still $4,700. Okay, whichever model you look at now, by equating the model straight away, you can tell that 8 units is equal to $4,700 minus $700. All right, which is equal to $4,000. That's for 8 units, and therefore 1 unit will be $4,100 divided by 8. That gives us $500. Now the question is, how much more money did Jim have than Joe at first? So we look at the models at first. Okay, Jim had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, whereas Joe have 3 units and $700. So one thing you can do is by doing cancellations. All right, by looking at first model, we cancel away 3 units from Jim and we cancel away 3 units from Joe. All right, so Jim would have 2 units and Joe would have $700. Okay, so the difference will be taking 2 units minus $700, right? So difference is 2 units minus $700, which is $1,000 minus $700 because 1 unit is equal to $500. All right, so the difference is $300. Hence, we know that Jim had $300 more than Joe at first. Thank you for using Playmaths.com.